2, 1, 2. People of the owl. In the damp of the forest, on the back of your neck a wall sting. Rifles and lights through the night, I've been found in the swamp thing. A Wild West gang tried to rob a jailhouse for its money. My rhyme is a multi-activity fortress of solitude from the wet forest money. Where there is something, the rock bottom gang, the anthill gang from Apple Dumpling. A group of friends unwittingly releases a demonic pirate from a treasure chest. The wasteful sun lounge with a Wild West gang tried to rob a jailhouse for its money. My rhyme is a multi-activity fortress of solitude from the wet forest money. Where there is something, the rock bottom gang, the anthill gang from Apple Dumpling. A group of friends unwittingly releases a demonic pirate from a treasure chest. The wasteful sun lounge with slump kings. My rhyme needs a coalition of nations that thwart your lust for power. In my lyrics, aircraft designers master technical hurdles despite hardships in this hour. The army of the dead awoke, one white rose for death, no. Commandos battled the evil incarnation of an American Indian who massacred his own tribe 4 centuries ago. You'll need to release a priest help to imprison him again. Extorts his bomb your commercial airliner over California. I'm in Brooklyn then. Wolf mother, a burning skeleton, a wolf growls your blown to sediment. While trying to find a cure for the virus, you're shattered by a specter of bad medicine. The Apache in New Mexico lived in teepees like Cherokees. The unexplained beware of me. An era of seemingly bliss turns into a period of total destruction. A migrating tribe of people found perishing. I fight medieval England with a chainsaw, splendid education. Soho, blizzards I break. A team of commandos must survive on an island inhabited by giant lizards and snakes. A Wild West gang tried to rob a jailhouse for its money. My rhyme is a multi-activity fortress of solitude from the wet forest money. Where there is something, the rock bottom gang, the anthill gang from Apple Dumpling. A group of friends unwittingly releases a demonic pirate from a treasure chest. The wasteful sun lounge with a Wild West gang tried to rob a jailhouse for its money. My rhyme is a multi-activity fortress of solitude from the wet forest money. Where there is something, the rock bottom gang, the anthill gang from Apple Dumpling. A group of friends unwittingly releases a demonic pirate from a treasure chest. The wasteful sun lounge with slump kings. An era marked by a new world order is defined by a great explosion. Danger under the ice, the Titanic was sunken by a great glacier float. Negotiation for the release of the hostages intensified. At the Battle of Kakarot Corner, I killed 40 of the world's greatest samurai. Welcome to my nightmare, army of darkness. Throw you off into the lake splash. The mass killer awakens and stalks a professor and a group of students aboard a spacecraft. I meditate and suddenly lash out with lethal force new. The Apache chief Geronimo led the most famous outbreak in 1882. The founding Western barbarian achieved skill as a scientist, an inventor, a journalist. I keep a doctrine, all planets revolve around the sun, written down by Copernicus. A gunslinger infiltrates an outlaw gang, a policewoman Los Angeles. While the founder of the American Atheist Organization, 2 family members vanish. These seals of the Antarctic attack fish with aquatic grace and razor-sharp teeth. A thief inadvertently releases an evil genie from a red crystal. I defeat it with a fire axe on a dark beach. Containing in-depth data for over 200 countries around the globe. There is a man, he is a dragon, he's frozen to death and explode. A Wild West gang tried to rob a jailhouse for its money. My rhyme is a multi-activity fortress of solitude from the wet forest money. Where there is something, the rock bottom gang, the anthill gang from Apple Dumpling. A group of friends unwittingly releases a demonic pirate from a treasure chest. The wasteful sun lounge with a Wild West gang tried to rob a jailhouse for its money. My rhyme is a multi-activity fortress of solitude from the wet forest money. Where there is something, the rock bottom gang, the anthill gang from Apple Dumpling. A group of friends unwittingly releases a demonic pirate from a treasure chest. The wasteful sun lounge with slump kings. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Bang, bang, crash. A relationship with a dangerous drifter. I usher in an age of tyranny. Accused of killing the town, determined to destroy a battleship with an artillery piracy. A mad doctor is breeding giant arachnids. An obscure murder occurs at the steeple. The wounds of Christ mysteriously appear on people. My flying boat excels in almost every theater of war. Discovered an abandoned concentration camp before. You walk through the doors and there are 1,000 men dead by swords laying on the floor. Terror strikes a group of explorers who have stepped through the portal to a distant planet. Your army tries to control a rash of brutal attacks by an alien creature that's savage. Archaeologists must halt a fallen angel's plans. Alcohol smugglers when you pan. My clan marches through the forest and captures a mountaintop ninja retreat. The leader is beheaded in a time span. In the desert land, an alien who has remade himself as a double as a man. A giant creature that is killing people in the museum. Something is falling from the sky on a camera scan. I give you an antibiotic that will make you sick for weeks and vomit. Also that you will be immune to these whack MC's phonics. Primitive humans make tools. The computer design high-tech hand tools. You lose. You splash the 17,000 feet of icy ocean water in a duel. Grey Lady, the United States steel industry faces decline. All who oppose this threat are buried alive. Warrior rulers create a powerful empire covering most of Earth behind. The mystery of the Atlas. In Death Valley there are many types of cactus. A soul of a gladiator ghost who now haunts the city like at Atlantis. The Holocaust explains to his fans that the MC's deaths are necessary. An MC's corpse materializes in your house while you are away listening. There is a statue of Jesus' body held by Mary. The devastating effects of a dramatic climate change. My music intensifying in the range. The researcher taps into the power of a dangerous artifact that is strange. An MC tells fans about a hindrance to his scriptures. The Holocaust produces literature and pulls the danger Hitler. An MC serial killer surprises victims in their homes without sound. MCs return to the surface from the ocean floor. They realize that the boat that took them out to sea is nowhere to be found. Portals change everything. Experience for the first time the reality-bending effects of a portal world. Living weapons and jungle girls. The decimation of a place where war takes place and continues where it is rule. Fight the undead in a battle for your soul. Perhaps the robot tank describes the horrors of war in a way that would send a chill down the South Pole. For the remarkable portraits we've seen, a magically animated being scavenging for food and ammunition, fighting soldiers during day and waging war against corpses at night as a team. Imagine a place where gravity isn't always down, it can be controlled. Twisted, flipped, and wrapped around giant environments that explode. Your body explores ambush, and in response to a letter from a fan, there will be a lot of psycho soldiers on the loose with loaded weapons, grenades, and rocket launchers. If it wasn't for my raps, man, against the 5 persons you meet in hell, a gigantic organic spacecraft fell. A biomechanical sphere powered by the artificial sun inside its shell. Flesh and bone will always king, the kingdom is inside the queen's dream. I destroyed the alien ship, it was merged with a variety of stolen alien technology. I give an MC into the hands of those who seek his life. Your final challenge is about to begin where you lose your life. I've been locked in a tower so war machines become quieter, lighter, and more powerful. A series of unexplained murders by the hour though. Alien parasites try to pose risks. Teenage delinquents fall prey to malevolent creatures in the mist. A formula that changed the world. I destroy a faith healer who seems to use his power for both good and evil in a place where it is rural. You hear top secret plans for a fighter plane disappear. Body and Clyde chain gangs, a Texas town with 9 state prisons. A war spear over the course of 3,000 years. Landmine obsession, Catwoman, snake scare. You vanish without a trace here. After being the Hulk, Banner awakens in a murder scene cold. The thief competes with the madman in their search for an ancient relic which can create an army of evil souls. Bloody the lighthouse, the statue of Zeus, the Great Wall of China after the crucifixion. The saddest song, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. The pyramids of Giza, the Colossus of Rhodes. The Armitage and the Pharaohs of Alexandria. The statue of Apollo, listen. You fall victim to giant scorpions or deal with irrational fears. You wage a 72-day battle that lasts 9 years. Hundreds of thousands of Hitler's soldiers are held in prison camps. War in the Badlands with you all. A gunslinger who challenges desert outlaws who invaded a town created by survivors of civilization's fall. When knowledge of the ancients is downloaded in your brain, you possess the power to save Earth from work evil forces in the rain. The new doctor at a cavalry fort finds resentment after first even more. Once he treats Indians, infantrymen destroy the enemy's secret subterranean network with haste in a cabin by the lake. You die from a spear through your heartache. The earliest known traces of a gunman from Great Ice, sound found in 2,700-year-old cave. twice. Age apocalypse takes place and most civilization is destroyed despite it comes near, a thing comes clear. A man sailing around the whole world disappears. Perhaps Greys are reputed to be responsible for abducting humans in a city with a violent past. Many ghosts are said to roam the streets. In the temple there are holy communions. At last, a woman visits a store does not exist. Its 18th floor. An old man fears death if his clock stops. A young man goes to war during the era of the Great Pyramids. A soldier must hunt down his best friend, Queen of the Damned, and his workers within. Cities of the underworld teacher. You must save a group of unsuspecting campers from some mysterious creature. Damage and loss of life, my lyrics striking excited. 12-year-old boy sees a ghost in an orphanage during the Spanish Civil War late night. The world is long and fascinated by the Holocaust, the great. On April 3rd, 1974, more than 100 twitches hit 13 states. Prepare to sleep, a U.S. battleship filled with ghosts in 28 different places. Search for the gold mine in the Superstition Mountains of Arizona by Indians with war-painted faces. Plagued by mysterious occurrences, about him sees a man once said, you're lured to a lost planet, thus committing into the ranks of the undead. One sip of a sinister potion may turn you into a zombie. Haunted tombs, they kill the devil. I read a book about Gandhi. Mercenaries have been involved in many different conflicts. Killer microbes might crawl out of the jungle, don't be astonished. A man missing at this brain retaliate wants to. 133 sailors perish and their ghosts come back to haunt you. I must elude, escape, evade, get free. My poetry carries out its brutal revenge for centuries. The tombstone reads the wandering man, and man wanders by. The midnight sun, the earth is moving closer to the sun, you all die. I must elude, escape, evade, get free. My poetry carries out its brutal revenge for centuries. The tombstone reads the wandering man, and man wanders by. The midnight sun, the earth is moving closer to the sun, you all die. Dragons, a civilization of flying creatures enslaves the crowd. Darkness, you travel ahead 72 years and find the king of rap still hardest. And all the land is nothing but graves found. My destroyers engaged in a fight with battleships. The sun is deep rising. I shatter the glass soldier. MCs find that which doesn't kill them will keep trying. He'll take it to his grave or the saloon. Your army is condensed in subtraction. A key member of your crew is easily killed in action. Investigate murders linked to a bat-like creature. Your army from their microchips go to sleep. They are shoveled beneath. A man dies from injuries sustained in his poetry. You're a murderer who we convicted, who supposedly died in prison, and you return for revenge, but now being brutally dissected by surgeons as we listen. What is this treachery? Ghostly photos and education. Young soldiers dark chain in combat before they face the carnage of the invasion. I must elude, escape, evade, get free. My poetry carries out its brutal revenge for centuries. The tombstone reads the wandering man, and man wanders by. The midnight sun, the earth is moving closer to the sun, you all die. I must elude, escape, evade, get free. My poetry carries out its brutal revenge for centuries. The tombstone reads the wandering man, and man wanders by. The midnight sun, the earth is moving closer to the sun, you all die. A soldier leads condemned prisoners into the past. After arrest in the mind, the soldiers prepare to fight again as an unidentified flying object crash. You begin to think your life is in danger. At night, residents of a small southern town band together to fight bloodthirsty zombies with guns and anger. Battlefield medicine, your alliance begins to fracture. Astronaut reports, your radio trips alarm that leads to your capture. The benefits and dangers of living in the mountains. I fall upon your crew like the vengeance of God as the earth fountains. An agent shot while shooting a bank robber takes on the criminal's traits after the thief dies. A hazardous shipment of ninja spies. You are seeing light streaking across the sky towards a plane, witnesses to an explosion up high. A giant killer reptile in the city sewers. We secretly rearm. Your company is dropped into a pit and meet superior forces and die like big losers. A range of strange artifacts are uncovered on an ancient burial ground. Fans investigate the arts of related deaths of volunteer assassins in a dark town whose bodies have not been found. I must elude, escape, evade, get free. My poetry carries out its brutal revenge for centuries. The tombstone reads the wandering man, and man wanders by. The midnight sun, the earth begins moving closer to the sun, you all die. I must elude, escape, evade, get free. My poetry carries out its brutal revenge for centuries. The tombstone reads the wandering man, and man wanders by. The midnight sun, the earth begins moving closer to the sun, you all die. sharing in this mystery, there is no sympathy. Funeral practices for MCs, a wooden Indian from your dreams. The past, present, and future of technology. War-torn California's king. My decrepit policy is the trickery that death brings. By our sharing in this mystery, there is no sympathy. Funeral practices for MCs, a wooden Indian from your dreams. The past, present, and future of technology. War-torn California's king. My decrepit policy is the trickery that death brings. Indians out to avenge a massacre. The newly resurrected ancestor of the undead dies when the master lurks. To the depths of the mind, the illusion of time for listeners triggers an earthquake and a massive uprising of war prisoners. Detailed studies on ground contamination display far. A couple find their home is built over a 5th century graveyard. The United States achieves the wreckage of your crashed battleship. The discovery of a body in a tunnel, the darkest analyst. A daring band of infantry soldiers uncovers secret enemy arms and intelligence. Ice fishing with 30 pelicans. In the not too distant past, MCs retreat brave. Death toll climbs this year in California heat wave. While Nostradamus experts examine 10 of his most famous prophecies, the Holocaust surge contaminates many of his gold-tainted technology. An obsessive surgeon reanimates the dead and leaks shock. You see nothing in the dark until you crash through sheetrock. By our sharing in this mystery, there is no sympathy. Funeral practices for MCs, a wooden Indian from your dreams. The past, present, and future of technology. War-torn California's king. My decrepit policy is the trickery that death brings. By our sharing in this mystery, there is no sympathy. Funeral practices for MCs, a wooden Indian from your dreams. The past, present, and future of technology. War-torn California's king. My decrepit policy is the trickery that death brings. The Museum of Dangerous Books in the midst of night, they're here for the revenge look. You're alien from the poison apple, meant for someone who would've talked. The legendary gunfight in outer space, there is the sun and ice. While we seek for their end of violence, there is a man who was hung twice. I put a gun to your cheek, how would you like a mouthful of brains? Deep stage of simultaneous hold up. In a zoo, a large tiger is found locked in his chains. My rhymes are famed throughout the ancient world, dark like nothing you saw friendly. I tunnel below the planet's surface to prevent a massive explosion of raw energy. In a post-apocalyptic wasteland, the fate of the world lies in the hands of the Holocaust who crashed first. His poetry is believed to bear a curse. Before I forget, a river church. An MC confronts a weapon designer using robots for protection as I engineer a break-in with a skull collection. By our sharing in this mystery, there is no sympathy. Funeral practices for MCs, a wooden Indian from your dreams. The past, present, and future of technology. War-torn California's king. My decrepit policy is the trickery that death brings. By our sharing in this mystery, there is no sympathy. Funeral practices for MCs, a wooden Indian from your dreams. The past, present, and future of technology. War-torn California's king. My decrepit policy is the trickery that death brings. Dead soldiers in the 60s, surface in the 90s as high-tech warriors reanimated by the US government. You face ghost pirates aboard another ship. The Holocaust travels the road of his cause destruction as fans intrigue on its discovered hits. An agency that hunts escapees captures you. A rebel militia approaches your capital. Explosions dig half a mile deep. There is no evasion as they dismantle crew. City of the gods, obsidian mines, prehistoric tools and murals. A young military commander defeats the most powerful ruler printed by the Bureau. Photojournalists die chronicling the war. The agents learn the government shot down a UFO and is hiding evidence of its occupant. Before an MC's assassination, he witnessed the apocalypse. Salem witchcraft trials, a cryptic chalk drawing of you. The Holocaust focuses on the technology behind your weapons and demonstrates their practical use. An experimental treatment makes an athlete unbeatable but costs him his life. Several townspeople step forward to represent the law in the night. The law in the night. By our sharing in this mystery, there is no sympathy. Funeral practices for MCs, a wooden Indian from your dreams. The past, present, and future of technology. War-torn California's king. My decrepit policy is the trickery that death brings. By our sharing in this mystery, there is no sympathy. Funeral practices for MCs, a wooden Indian from your dreams. The past, present, and future of technology. War-torn California's king. My decrepit policy is the trickery that death brings. the room. The ocean crashes in, you die the next afternoon. A tunnel stretches 17 miles, the thickest cave. Law enforcement agents and scientists search for Neolithic graves. I hunt androids which are no longer useful. The first planet is Mercury, no body, no crime. A plane stands still vertically. You vanish while fighting in World War I. I fire a lost shell. Vast distances, extreme weather, and imposing landscapes shape the lives of those who come under the robot tank spell. A man invents a club for killers and convinces his men to join by brutally murdering a drifter. An MC is eliminated by assassination. After the dark enforcer reveals some information, you're after 238s to blast the Satan. The crowd must locate the supervillain in a crowded mall. Into the lion's den with you all. There was a statue that was built very tall, but at the time of an earthquake it falls. At night, wooden castles from the wooden ages disappear. People use deadly substances to alter consciousness. I die standing up laughing, stabbed by 5 spears. A steam ship vanishes in a storm. Just then your crown bled. Disaster after gun, the sun set down, and then the town is then found dead. The robot tank, the robot tank. The rebellious nature of good, a ghost like the river. The house in the woods, the robot tank, the winner. Dragons thunder across the countryside in a ring. Abraham Lincoln in a flying spying machine. The rebellious nature of good, a ghost like the river. The house in the woods, the robot tank, the winner. Dragons thunder across the countryside in a ring. Abraham Lincoln in the flying spying machine. The robot tank, the Hulk in white African war paint. The wings of death, savage battles like mini Indian riverbank. They fly an empty passenger plane down at me. No truce here, let response. Futuristic threats, potential for accidental nuclear weapon launch. A corpse found on the railroad tracks is identified as 4 people wide. Death returns to claim the lives of those who did not die. A bounty hunter sneaks aboard the ship to capture the river. Gold from defeated countries, the prisoners are shipped to fund the war machine in winter. Immigrants recall adventures and heartaches to remember. A lethal virus is stolen from the Biological Research Institute hither. People hide in a house from walking corpses revived by radiation fallout. A house dog becomes violent with its owner. From the doghouse, Billy Gates works as a hypnotist and an accountant. They say cave dwellers known as Neanderthals once roamed the mountain. A woman suspects that her daughter's imaginary friend is a ghost haunting their new home. Garden of Dead, a ghost like the river, a dark red apple from Rome. Click the robot tank. The rebellious nature of good, a ghost like the river. The house in the woods, the robot tank, the winner. Dragons thunder across the countryside in a ring. Abraham Lincoln in a flying spying machine. The rebellious nature of good, a ghost like the river. The house in the woods, the robot tank, the winner. Dragons thunder across the countryside in a ring. Abraham Lincoln in the flying spying machine. Escaped convicts force their way into your home. Race to the South Pole, a wolf eats a caribou. Crash of all your airline flights cold. Set out on a mission to uncover a stash of ancient riches. The executioner daughter joins an outlaw who escaped death on Christmas. Precognitive vision. MCs died from the hells of physics. The devil you know must escape from a resembling hell prison. Millions of people seemingly vanish from their island. An actress's ageless beauty puzzles a mystery writer. A gun tyrant. I fight in medieval England with a chainsaw spilling your life. A man sees himself on television killing his wife. An aging magician drafts Bruce Banner as an assistant. More than 2,000 Civil War battles take place west of a village. 20 people hang or are tortured to death for the craft of witches. A Chinese peasant finds a coin in a land of riches. A man walks through fire, the fallen can't fly. You desire harm, your work is slipping. Leonardo da Vinci developed an early firearm. Explosions, a cargo ship explodes, setting fire to oil tanks and killing 567 people. A challenging period of history is marked by financial depression and universal war destroy the evil. The computer sabotages programmers' romance, other MCs living in terror. I cause demolition, the cycle of construction and destruction reflects the shifting values of any given era. Dynamite blasts out the natural resources that have built our modern world. The sounds of mystery around. A 6-year-old with mind power controls his entire town. The sun, I steal a shipment of guns, an empire unfurl. A woman's nightgown. In a dream, a factory owner replaces workers with machines clean. I send a facet of light into the dark after region for the Dodgers to make the playoffs every year. Hey, stop over in a quiet town for no reason. 5 characters in search of an exit to the disappearance of the deceased. A late sight, an earthquake shaking California Zoo culminates in an employee's death from snake bite. Phantom Valley, water the hammerhead shark, Hawaii. Son, some Cherokee Indians come from North and South Carolina. I shatter your respectability, the conquest of all graduates in this facility. World War II POWs escape the German camp. The Rainmaker, death rides a horse, a wasteful sun by a lamp. A dimension that is as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. After accidental electrocution, man's thoughts become artillery. Here come the people your gang attacked years before. Rifles pierce your core. The medieval tournament, jousting weapons and armor, chivalry, a kind never seen galore. The Apache came down from Canada along with their relatives, the Navajo. I rock on his show, a rock bottom crow views the impossible. A man can change his face to assume other identities. A man is given a stopwatch that holds time with a firearm in a mind like Joseph P. Kennedy. During the Civil War, women form a gang to ride out for revenge. The bombing death of your news producer. 3 astronauts cannot recall their space flight. A nuclear submarine friend. Join others lost in war along the border. You rent a mansion for a summer and find it's haunted. Big light sleeper, atomic bomb from a tape recorder. A power failure causes panic. Chains become a powerful tool of war, sometimes altering the sight of battles. A gunman visits the grave of a man who vowed revenge. I blow out the candle. The American. I utilize over 100 different weapons. Regarding the super soldiers, their dead bodies lie decrepit. I deflect bullets to send enemies flying to give you a message. An airship crashes into the Pacific. Power plant Bruce Banner receives an electric jolt which enables him to see the future for a time gifted. A well-versed art thief stepped in. He must prevent mercenaries from using a destructive weapon. You died from yellow fever in question. Police suspect a man in a diner is a Martian invader with his arms flexing. A girl died mysteriously on the 3rd floor of a mansion. Ebola virus causes people to die, planning this ghostly reunion to expansion. Manipulate electronics, upgrade your synthetic eye to see through the walls. Use powerful new techniques so that you never fall. Enemies controlled by the all-new evil may destroy what's been taught, but photos and archival footage document recovery, the later discovery of the riverbank robot tank memoir. A haunted old playhouse, groundbreaking destruction, commandment of heavenly. Some Japanese continue fighting World War II till 1970. Up the stairs across the attic, down out of the window to hang outlaws. One can fight all Southpaw. 1912, the Titanic crash, bash at night. A red, white, and blue hydrogen bomb blast. Brass, a picture of the sky. Some listen when you die today. Not a splinter in the mind's eye. A distraught man embarks on his grave. Squanto the Indian interpreter, Prince was almost sold to a slave. This here is one of them there, bank robbery, hold up. A man turns to some strange weapon, a building blows up. A distraught man embarks on his grave. Squanto the Indian interpreter, Prince was almost sold to a slave. This here is one of them there, bank robbery, hold up. A man turns to some strange weapon, a building blows up. Several strange mishaps threatened the closure of a circus. An explosion ripped through the ship and killed 800 men before merchants. An assassin plots a unique death from constellations. Courses play upon a living during inside range. Escape into the night, the war's evolution to a place high. Back to the location of the kidnapped MC buried alive with only a 24-hour oxygen supply. Half-eaten apple pies only clue the executioner's song. The song sung strong. Chinese gangsters throw firebombs. There are bones in the Indian graveyard and spider webs. Investigation of other people long dead inside their head. My skin was that nuclear bomb. Explosion, your body draws. Killing this town against you 90 days. Cheating, get your yachts, tugboats, emergency vessels floating out on the ocean. You meet unusual characters while taking a road trip, forcing my gene to revenge, mummification and burial, medicine, and cause explosion through the land. Crash experts re-examine evidence. Distraught man embarks on his grave. Squad to the Indian interpreter, Prince Rock was almost sold to a slave. This here is one of them there, big robbery, hold up. A man turns to some strange weapon, a building blows up. A distraught man embarks on his grave. Squad to the Indian interpreter, Prince Rock was almost sold to a slave. This here is one of them there, big robbery, hold up. A man turns to some strange weapon, a building blows up. A distraught man embarks on his grave. Squad to the Indian interpreter, Prince Rock was almost sold to a slave. This here is one of them there, big robbery, hold up. A man turns to some strange weapon, a building blows up. A distraught man embarks on his grave. Squad to the Indian interpreter, Prince Rock was almost sold to a slave. This here is one of them there, big robbery, hold up. A man turns to some strange weapon, a building blows up. You say it's hard to gun a man in the dark, a sword is sharp. 1,020 volts cause something to blow apart. Your depression, early deathbed, ears bleed from listening. Throughout all I've been, the Lord has seen a Christian and genetically altered scorpions escape from containment. Fact, an attack passes aboard a plane. You die from a crime that's heinous. A skeleton walks in the rain. Quarantines a prison facility after a lethal plague-like illness strikes while the angels track to escapees to an Indian wasteland village. At night, the possibility of a killer earthquake strike America's heartland. Armored gunboats, proud rivers, men with rifles out in the Mars scan. Pyramids are meant to be the final home of pharaohs throughout eternity. The caretaker of a poison planet turns the members of your crew to robots who die in the emergency. During the war, a group of German army officers plots to kill Hitler. Through the intelligent mind, we will live forever. Dog dance out with the fiddler. A woman poisons her husband. Humans can be implanted with neurochips, increasing their intelligence. From the darkness, heroes bright at night. On oceans, we reappear on ship. Ghost horses, the mice against a Halloween trick. The spear holder's morbid. Restore the mind to a complex computer called Torrid. December, at range, some members of a community fear the strange creatures that inhabit the surrounding forest. I watch the Gene Archer show, you can't ignore this. A distraught man embarks on his grave. Squad to the Indian interpreter, Prince Rock was almost sold to a slave. This here is one of them there, big robbery, hold up. A man turns to some strange weapon, a building blows up. A distraught man embarks on his grave. Squad to the Indian interpreter, Prince Rock was almost sold to a slave. This here is one of them there, big robbery, hold up. A man turns to some strange weapon, a building blows up. Overthrown and assassinated, so Hark. My lyrics disrupt the space-time continuum in the dark. Remarkable battles, glorious moments, and dark hours occurred during war. You disappeared one night before we hit the floor. You were overthrown and assassinated, so Hark. My lyrics disrupt the space-time continuum in the dark. Remarkable battles, glorious moments, and dark hours occurred during war. You disappeared one night before we hit the floor. A scientist in a world with a severe shortage of electricity illegally creates a man designed to be free with violent tendencies. The corruption is hinged on how his dual-wielded M16's percussion. At night a man wandered to nothing. The AK-47 is Russian. In the trees there are owls as a lit-eyed wolf prowls. The vindication of a daring sound. I bury you in some fading prairie town. The rocky down below grounds. 100 and over is a clan. I expand snow white grizzly bedrock men of the badlands. Dead rising, deep labyrinth, cursed mummies, full metal jacket judgment. Harvest moons, 99 nights, time shift bludgeon. Mysteries surround comets, predicting the future, the creation of the universe. Economic, 3 Indians hiding in a mission from scalp hunters drunk off tonic. Steel, glass, bricks, nails, with a clean spear I impale. History, mystery, go to the Black Sea Warriors and place a ghost of a woman wails. An anonymous author reveals information. Ninjas raid your space station, stood in those woods, your crew is given a bloody mutilation. We the ghosts on a Queen Mary, sleeper hole, tooth fairy. Practice, cuts the world like Atlas, and cause any explosion when I carry. Down by a lake, scary, the heartless darkness, where a body is buried. Theatric, the wooden floor collapses. A wolf growls, you fall off of the planet, tragic. You were overthrown and assassinated, so Hark. My lyrics disrupt the space-time continuum in the dark. Remarkable battles, glorious moments, and dark hours occurred during war. You disappeared one night before we hit the floor. You were were overthrown and assassinated, so Hark. My lyrics disrupt the space-time continuum in the dark. Remarkable battles, glorious moments, and dark hours occurred during war. You disappear one night before we hit the floor. A dying scientist arranges, transfers mind to a computer. A weapon cavalier from the research archaic trooper. A man betting he keeps silent for a year with rhymes improbable. Convicts and cops escape from a prison is deemed impossible. Hill Cemetery, the glass trap, castles and dungeons, mega disasters, Yellowstone eruption. You lose a wave, big repercussion. The unstoppable death junction. Take a drive into the twilight zone in its function. The composition is a fact monster designed for people of all ages by the hundred. MCs get conquered, an expert in the questionable art of crime, American sponsor. Prophecies found correlate with the birth, death, resurrection, and future of the Holocaust. Spooky house haunter. Workers battle giant ants that infested their workplace. I mentioned why. Of course, we turn to a place where burial turns out to be misidentified. Overthrown and assassinated, so Hark. My lyrics disrupt the space-time continuum in the dark. Remarkable battles, glorious moments, and dark hours occurred during war. You disappear one night before we hit the floor. You were overthrown and assassinated, so Hark. My lyrics disrupt the space-time continuum in the dark. Remarkable battles, glorious moments, and dark hours occurred during war. You disappear one night before we hit the floor. We have endured the wilderness of space, divers visit the final resting place. Physicists with a terminal disease cannot communicate. Be careful not to abandon your humanity in the process that must escape. Mind-reading wolves are killing people in a town at night late. A space station technician lives with aliens to learn the secrets of long-distance space. I will die another day, or in spite of it great. Think like a dinosaur, and his dead, his son who once war. Echoes in the corridor where you cannot explore. The use of technology is even present in the Bible. You were carried away by crows. Warfare is a way of life in the ancient world. The ghost of war walks undecomposed. A man's spirit haunts the scientist who was forced to kill him during an experiment. I remember life and death in Rome. You were outzoned. The guardians of the garden, they are called terrapins. Modern day crime solving ways are tested. When an MC is found murdered and the motive is in question, I break bones that are thrown in. A Neolithic arrowhead is found in a prehistoric burial ground near Stonehenge. You were overthrown and assassinated, so Hark. My lyrics disrupt the space-time continuum in the dark. Remarkable battles, glorious moments, and dark hours occurred during war. You disappear one night before we hit the floor. You were overthrown and assassinated, so Hark. My lyrics disrupt the space-time continuum in the dark. Remarkable battles, glorious moments, and dark hours occurred during war. You disappear one night before we hit the floor. You were overthrown and assassinated, so Hark. My lyrics disrupt the space-time continuum in the dark. Remarkable battles, glorious moments, and dark hours occurred during war. You disappear one night before we hit the floor. You were overthrown and assassinated, so Hark. My lyrics disrupt the space-time continuum in the dark. Remarkable battles, glorious moments, and dark hours occurred during war. You disappear one night before we hit the floor. Bats, only 3 vampire. You fell asleep so the Boy Scouts had to find and put out your campfire. Norman Bates told someone I was psycho, but that's alright though. To thrust a pointed instrument into your heart, where did the lights go? I hang around on buildings, swatting planes. Know a T-Rex is related to a chicken, strange. I disengage a chest frame playing with the pain of an arrow in flame. I'm the sunset to sunrise, when the night owl spies its credence. You're only Hawkeye, I am the last of the Mohicans. Rome gladiators regarded blood as the ultimate energy drink. Don't even blink, your brain will show no activity and you will sink. An exhibit of paintings, a blonde woman riding a unicorn, a wolf howling in front of a full moon. I was born from a future war. Marvel the mutant Colossus, living organic steel uniform. Tricky like the mutant gambit, you find New Orleans shadow there, intruder door. The average human heart beats 60 times a minute. My skill is infinite. There are 20 species of piranha in the Amazon River, so don't get in it. It is the people who will learn to respect the rattlesnake. Zombie off of Lace Lake, the werewolf coyote, he escaped, wouldn't play. I have very limited eyesight and damp ram's wire. There are more than 28,000 different species of butterfly, but in Spain there is the madronio butterfly. Plus, it is a vampire. The Holocaust, the Holocaust, the Holocaust. The hole in the sky. The hole in the sky. The hole in the sky. The hole Igloos are made of ice, but in fact are very warm. The poison of a brown recluse spider bite in a dorm. Plenty Marines were sent to a remote island to find evidence of a government UFO cover-up and an alien out for revenge. Friend, a few wolves can bind in, bring down something as heavy as 5 men. I know 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ lived. A spitting cobra's venom ocular to binoculars leave your eyesight sick. Mega science, superhuman power, Nighthawk, Night's wing, thrill you. My rhymes take you to outskirts of town and fucking kill you. There are vampire birds in the Galapagos. Vampire finches peck holes in other birds. Discover lurk, but though I spit another word, least of the hurt, I are not scared easily. A fucking box jellyfish stings. Anti-hero, the gun on ice planet Zero. I disappear, yo. MC so badly crushed that he was losing a cup of blood with every heartbeat. A dark mystique, you are thief. A live threat, I'm high-tech. Clever, imagine Egypt's warrior king, the eldest dragon. Something made of pieces fitted together. You beheld assassin, your jaw was damaged and you fell off the planet. A series of surgical steps followed in a regular order. The killer moth, kids, no reporters. In fact, tonight, black or white, arsenic, molecular torture. To your ears, the swamp appears an ancient reptile that has changed very little in the last 60 million years. A giant alligator in the world's tropical waters, dragged into the river, jaws slammed shut, with behind them the force of a truck, the 2,000-pound bite of who's found in sound sight. Be alive under the lake for days crushed. Plus, the Holocaust never gave up. I'm abrupt and trust I represented the Wu-Tang clan. What? I'm Holocaust. A dark, deadly spider crawling in your toys. Boys in New York, there are 9 rats to every person. Dismal my noise, red heavy curtains. On the 31st of October, ghosts and spirits roam the world. I drink 600 times my body weight in blood and often all from your girl. A store held captive by armed men. Ghost hosts of tyrant stripes, and no one is sure why scorpions glow under ultraviolet light. The hole in the sky. The hole in the sky. Eyes are 10 times more sensitive to light. Are you scared of things in the night? I'm from the dark city there, dynamite ignites. A psycho diver, keep a white and red spider. Sinister night prowl, down by the river creatures. Rib cage resembles wise owl. A leather-clad lawman with a sawed-off shotgun hunts outlaw bikers in a barren future. I'm Holocaust, hell-flaring shooter, high-tech in the despair of troopers in I West. And beware of cruisers, I'll beat you down and set you on fire. Unaware of looters, toxic jaws like a Komodo dragon, harbor jeans sagging. He looked like a man with a foot in the grave, a style unimagined. Your car goes into the lake, most likely you will drown, crashing down, causing your vehicle to sink and fill with water, collapsing, trapping and drowning you, while at an especially dangerous hour at night, in deep water, bloodthirst, I creep harbor, marvel like a man lost in the shiny marble Philippines, centipede, future, information age, computer graphic imagery, blind timing, injury, centuries, the rich and the foolish, a stitch hands a shoeless, a glitch scan of mutants, from risk, stand abusive, betwixt romance with students, my witch clan from ruins, swift as a mule kick, I'm sick as cancer fluid, damsel flies, I rise in 1897, Bram Stoker wrote Dracula, crawling out of New York sewers, alligators, Encyclopedia Britannica, the hardest crumble, alien robots find time, finishing my slaughter goodbye, why bombarded jungle, find dinosaurs journey to a valley to escape from meteors and a diminishing water supply. In the sky, the hole in the sky, the hole in the sky, the hole in the sky.
Sa ni da ni da ba 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 da ni da, sa ni da ni da ba ni
A dragon which escaped from the underground lab. Physical and historical evidence of one of the most notorious figures of hip-hop blast. The spider web helps to solve a killing. You try to find who killed the MCs and why their bodies are mummified in my building. For 200 years, blood was spilled in the name of God. Is that a critical statement? Bomb shelters, jungle hideaways, underground missile bases. Professors murdered in their homes, memoirs decimating victims. There is a majestic death when a computer virus penetrates the radio operating systems. Warships and submarines lurking around. Deep combat conditions, battlefield photography. At night something unusual falls from the sky in the distance. A time traveler is sentenced to death for violating laws against technology. An ex-convict in a swamp, nobody follow me. There have been the remnants of 1,000 explosions. Ghostly descendants arise from the ocean. Down from the mountains, I leave you broken. The invention of death, the shrieking earth and threat. Far cry instincts, predator, clash of the ninjas, theft. A city fight night to set apart from the rest. The age of earth, wilderness, the societies of insects. The invention of death, the shrieking earth and threat. Far cry instincts, predator, clash of the ninjas, theft. A city fight night to set apart from the rest. The age of earth, wilderness, the societies of insects. Where archaeologists tell of dangers they face. The sole survivor of a parallel world dies in an earth place. A military tactician thrift stores Hawaiian objects. Listen, I'm the ghost of Christmas past. You die on Christmas. A whale attacks an 1820 whaling ship and inspires Moby Dick. Beware sport, I've infiltrated and isolated an airport. I might write 161 books. I am the night like the glowing eyes of a wolf. At the urging of a dying author, there is a redemption. Serial killers, both real and fictional, consume their victims. 18 enemy soldiers die on this mission. I will be heard throughout the future span, seen on the computer scan. Arise with newer fans. I'll take a swing at Superman. A microchip with red numbers like an inmate with a murder conviction who slumbers and re-risen. A sword cut your eye with precision. A giant ocean eel preys on your henchmen. Some believe Satan roams the earth in the quest to destroy mankind, detested by a bishop. I rip your vocal cord with my sentence. In the heart is true religion. I dance with a dead mistress. The invention of death, the shrieking earth and threat. Far cry instincts, predator, clash of the ninjas, theft. A city fight night to set apart from the rest. The age of earth, wilderness, the societies of insects. The invention of death, the shrieking earth and threat. Far cry instincts, predator, clash of the ninjas, theft. A city fight night to set apart from the rest. The age of earth, wilderness, the societies of insects. The sound of 6 large explosions, MC's bodies found in a helicopter crash. As I'm coasting, a series of bizarre deaths that coincide with strange astrological phenomena. Cherokee and Choctaw, you're poisoned to death by a tomahawk. Threat storage, the crowd treks through the Amazon rainforest. Night vision technology, the shot that started the Great War was probably seen. Thrown from a man in broken MC's collar and spleen. Tank destroyers, elephant gun, dive bomber scream. I initiate psychoanalysis, where the uninvited die this year the longest Halloween. After your battleship sinks, because of me hundreds of fans survive in shark infested waters. The sky strikes lightning, race to locate a device that will obliterate this Viking. A military plane and its crew disappear while investigating a UFO sighting. You are an incompetent commander who costs lives in your destruction. Incomparable war machines, a man is brutally attacked at night in his living quarters above his bar for dealing with corruption. The crowd investigates death cases on this production. I will give a king into the hands of his enemy if he can't be trusted.